Have you ever wondered what kinds of animals once roamed North America before Europeans arrived? Imagine walking through ancient forests and across vast plains, and coming face to face with beasts bigger than bison, more powerful than grizzly bears, and stranger than anything alive today. These weren't myths, they were real, and Native Americans saw them. From giant ground sloths to saber-toothed cats, these animals shared the land with the first humans in the Americas. And then they vanished. Today, we're diving deep into the extinct animals that Native Americans once saw, and in some cases, hunted. Stick around until the end, because some of these creatures might completely change how you view the past. Before we get into the specific animals, let's set the scene. Around 15,000 years ago, humans crossed into North America from Asia, likely using the land bridge known as Beringia. They entered a continent teeming with megafauna, massive animals that thrived during the Ice Age. This wasn't just a colder version of the modern world. It was wilder and deadlier. Forests and plains were filled with creatures you wouldn't believe ever existed here. And Native Americans didn't just see them, they hunted them, told stories about them, and in some cases, helped drive them to extinction. One of the most iconic animals Native Americans encountered was the American mastodon. These elephant-like creatures stood about 10 feet tall and weighed up to 12,000 pounds. Unlike mammoths, they had shorter legs, flatter heads, and lived in forested regions. They were widespread across what is now the US and Canada. Archaeological sites in Ohio, New York, and other parts of North America show evidence of mastodon bones near human-made tools, suggesting early people hunted them. Native stories, especially among Algonquian tribes, include legends of giant beasts with long teeth and thick skin. Many researchers believe these myths were passed down from real-life encounters with mastodons. Imagine looking across a clearing and seeing a massive cat, nearly the size of a lion, but with teeth like daggers. This was Smilodon, often called the saber-toothed tiger. Though it wasn't a tiger at all, it was a powerful predator with massive canines over 7 inches long. Fossils show Smilodon lived in parts of North and South America, and likely overlapped with early human populations. Would Native Americans have feared these cats? Absolutely, but they also respected them. Some oral traditions speak of great-fanged beasts or mountain cats with swords in their mouths, likely stories passed down from ancestral memories. The giant ground sloth, Megatherium today. Sloths are cute and slow, but thousands of years ago, their relatives were terrifying giants. The giant ground sloth, or Megatherium, could grow up to 20 feet long and weigh over 4 tons. It walked on all fours but could stand upright, using its massive claws to defend itself or pull down tree branches. In places like South America and parts of the southern U.S., native tribes likely saw these creatures roaming the forests and open plains. Some tribes speak of giant hairy beasts that shook the earth when they moved. Interestingly, fossilized bones have been found with cut marks from tools, suggesting humans may have hunted these gentle giants. The Glyptodon, you've probably seen an armadillo before. Now imagine one the size of a small car. That's the Glyptodon, a prehistoric armored mammal related to modern armadillos. Covered in a massive dome of bone and armed with a spiked tail, Glyptodon looked like a walking tank. These creatures lived in South and parts of North America during the Pleistocene. Native peoples likely used their meat for food, and may have even used their shells for shelter or protection. There are South American cave drawings that depict these creatures, showing just how familiar ancient humans were with them. The short-faced bear Arctodus. If you think the grizzly bear is scary, meet its extinct cousin, the short-faced bear. This predator could stand over 11 feet tall on its hind legs, and was one of the most powerful carnivores in Ice Age North America. It had long limbs and could run faster than most humans. Evidence suggests it may have competed with Native Americans for food or scavenged from their kills. Some tribes have passed down legends of massive, monstrous bears that could outrun a horse and strike down a buffalo in one swipe. Arctodus fits that description perfectly. The terror bird Titanes. Yes, you heard that right. Terror birds once roamed parts of North America. Titanes was a 10-foot-tall, flightless predator with a giant hooked beak. It originated from South America and entered North America after the continents connected. With powerful legs and a terrifying bite, it was one of the most fearsome hunters of its time. While there's limited fossil evidence of human interaction, it's possible early Native Americans in the southern U.S. encountered the last of these birds. Some legends describe massive walking birds that hunted animals and humans alike. The camelops North American camel. Surprisingly, camels didn't start in the Middle East. They actually evolved in North America. Camelops was a prehistoric camel that lived across the western U.S. and Mexico. They were taller than modern camels and roamed in large herds. Many Native American petroglyphs in the Southwest show camel-like creatures, suggesting that early tribes may have hunted them or seen their remains. The American lion, Panthera atrox. Next on our journey is a truly awe-inspiring predator, the American lion, the largest cat to ever live in North America. Bigger than today's African lions, this beast could weigh over 900 pounds and stretch up to 12 feet long from nose to tail. Unlike Smilodon, the American lion didn't have saber teeth, but it was built for speed and strength, capable of taking down large prey like bison and even young mammoths. Fossils have been found as far north as Alaska and as far south as Mexico, meaning native tribes across the continent may have witnessed this apex predator in action. Some native oral traditions speak of king cats, giant golden beasts, or the cat who could command the sun, which may refer to distant memories of this powerful feline. The woolly rhinoceros, Coelodonta, speculative North American sightings. While mostly associated with Europe and Asia, there's speculation based on scattered fossil findings and oral histories that a woolly rhinoceros-like animal may have been known to some tribes in far northern North America. Though not confirmed to have lived widely across the continent, some indigenous Siberian legends, closely related to those who migrated into the Americas, describe thick-furred beasts with a horn like a tree on their snout. Could ancient migratory groups have carried stories of these Ice Age giants into the New World? It's possible, and if any survived long enough in Beringia, they might have left a faint cultural footprint in native memory. The mammoths, the colossal cousin of elephants. We can't talk about extinct animals and Native Americans without mentioning the most famous of all, the woolly mammoth. Towering up to 13 feet tall and weighing over 6 tons, mammoths were like living bulldozers, covered in thick fur and carrying tusks up to 15 feet long. But mammoths weren't just giants of the past. They were essential to early human survival. Bones, tusks, and hide were used for tools, weapons, shelter, and even art. In some parts of Alaska and Canada, native artifacts have been found alongside mammoth remains, suggesting close interaction. Even today, mammoth imagery appears in native storytelling, and some tribes still tell tales of ice elephants or thunder tuskers who once roamed the land. The dire wolf, the real-life legend. Yes, dire wolves were real, and they were bigger and heavier than modern gray wolves. These powerful canines hunted in packs and were well adapted to hunting large Ice Age herbivores. Unlike the fantasy creatures in Game of Thrones, the real dire wolves weighed up to 150 pounds and had an incredibly strong bite. Native Americans may have encountered these beasts in the same way modern humans interact with wolves today, by competing for territory, game, and survival, and their howls, echoing across ancient valleys, likely became the stuff of legend. It's fascinating how many Native American legends speak of giant beasts, creatures that roamed the earth before humans tamed the land. From stories told by the Lakota about a massive horned beast with skin like rock, to Hopi tales of earth shakers who vanished when the world changed. There's a pattern. These weren't just metaphors. Many anthropologists believe these myths contain fragments of real history, passed down through oral tradition over thousands of years. In this way, Native Americans may be among the last living witnesses to a world we can only imagine, a world of giants. The animals may be extinct, the bones may be buried, but the memories live on in the land, in the people, and in the stories that have survived for millennia. Native Americans not only witnessed the rise and fall of Ice Age giants, they walked beside them. They learned from them, feared them, hunted them, and respected them, and in doing so, they left behind echoes of a time when Earth was wilder, rawer, and more mysterious than we can truly comprehend. Today, those echoes call to us through ancient stories, cave drawings, fossilized footprints, and the wisdom of indigenous knowledge. What other stories might still be buried, waiting to be uncovered? If this video opened your eyes to a lost world, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history, mystery, and ancient wonders. Got a favorite Ice Age animal we talked about, or one we missed? Drop it in the comments below. We love hearing your thoughts and stories. And as always, thanks for watching, and remember, the past isn't dead, it's just hidden until next time.